Ladies and gentlemen, after several months of silence, I am excited to finally reveal to you that the team behind Seaside Summer Marina has come together once again to bring all of you another large-scale Identity 5 tournament that is going to be taking place around the end of November this year. This has been a project that basically has been in the works ever since Summer Seaside ended. Like, we essentially finished that, had a couple of weeks, and just instantly started going in and prepping this new tournament that, you know, we're finally announcing now, which I'm very excited to do this. I've been envisioning this moment for like the past like 3 or 4 months, but I digress. So we have come in with more experience this time, and because of that, this tournament, which we're calling it Frostbite, this is a Frostbite tournament. And it's going to be a big step up. We have a lot of improvements that we're going to go over. But the first thing I'm going to talk about is the changes to the format. So we saw things that worked and things that didn't work so well when we did Seaside. And one of the things that we thought could use a lot of improvement was the format. So Seaside, we did a 32 team single elimination. Frostbite, we're scaling it back a little bit, or at least in a way. So for Frostbite, what we're going to be doing is we're not doing single elimination. We're going to be doing a group stage. So there's going to be 16 teams total. Those 16 teams are going to be split up into 4 groups consisting of 4 teams each. Those 4 groups are then all going to go through a group stage. So every single team in that group is going to battle every other team in that group at least 3 times. So each team will play at least 3 matches. The winner of each respective group, so we have 4 groups and 4 winners, all right, 1 for each group, they will go on into a final winners group, and those winners will then play each other again to determine who will be taking home the top 3 prizes. Now, speaking of prizes, what is going to be the prize pool for Frostbite? Seaside had one of the highest prize pools, at least as far as I am aware. When it comes to community tournaments, it might even be the highest, but I don't want to take that crown because I'm not 100% sure. But regardless of that, we're going to be doing a little bit of a smaller prize pool this time. It's going to be $1,200 as opposed to the $200 from Seaside. However, it is important to keep in mind Seaside awarded the top 5. We are going to only be doing a top 3 this time. So the top 3 teams will be receiving some monetary winnings. All right, $600 for first place, $400 for second place, $200 for third place. That is how the breakdown is going to be, and that is a very similar breakdown to what Seaside was offering the top 3 teams. So it is really, at the end of the day, more or less the same, even though the prize pool is a little bit smaller. And what we didn't put into the prize pool, I want you to rest assured, this tournament is not lower budget than Seaside. We took a little bit out of the prize pool, but it has gone into production value. I mean, I hope you can at least tell by the editing of this video. Maybe I don't have enough time to put a whole bunch of crazy stuff in there, but we have done a lot. We have leveled up multiple times. It is not one step up. It is a giant leap, and an entire Herculean step up the stairs of quality that we have gone this time. I mean, myself, I've been behind the scenes working on a lot of the technological stuff, and I can tell you for sure, it is way more advanced than last time. Like, I have made so many advancements into what we had previously. Like, the one web page that we had is totally different. There's tons of different pages now. It is no longer just static pages. We got databases. Alright, so enough of that. Let's go over the timeline. Alright, what is the timeline for this going to be? So, we are opening up registrations today. Alright, the day that this video is going up, the day that you're seeing this, November 1st, 2025, the registrations are going to be live. You're going to be able to go to the website, showdowntournaments.com/frostbite, and you're going to be able to register yourself, and we will go over the registration forms in this video a little bit later. There's probably a timestamp if you want to skip to that. We are going to be cutting off the registrations, okay? So registrations are going to be cut off on November 20th. So you have 20 days to get your registrations in. That is just under 3 weeks. You got lots of time. One thing I want to be very clear about as well is that we are going to be looking at all of the different applications at the same moment. So it does not matter if you enter on day 1 or day 20. If you enter at any point, we are going to look at that. You are not going to receive any sort of bias for being earlier or later. We are judging by skill here, at least as best we can. And we will go over how that kind of judging process works a little bit later as well. But that is going to be how that is. Make sure that you have a good solid team, you're rock solid in your answers to the forms, because there's not going to be any sort of time pressure to be getting those in. When it comes to the actual start date, we're going to be taking a week from the 20th, so we're going to be starting Thursday, November 27th. That is going to be day 1, where the matches will actually go live. We're going to be looking to have people actually play on those days, and the reason we're taking a much bigger jump of time from when registrations end to the actual debut start date of the tournament this time is because we want to have some extra time to be able to work with the teams, to produce some extra material just to make the live viewing experience a lot better. That's one thing that we noticed wasn't as good as we wanted it to be in Seaside, was the live viewing experience wasn't quite it wasn't quite up to snuff, and we are bringing it up tenfold this time around. So that extra week is going to help us do that. But we're going to be playing live matches, stage 1, all the way from the 27th all the way to the 2nd of December. That's going to be going the whole week, all the way until maintenance day on Wednesday. We will be playing the final group stage after that. So that is going to be stage 1 concluded. That is going to be where the 4 winners of each group is going to be decided on the 2nd of December, Tuesday. And once that happens, we're going to have a maintenance day, we're going to have a little break day, and then we will figure out, how the schedule is going to play out from there, just because we're not going to be able to really predict what teams are going to win each of their specific groups. So we're going to have to work with some time zones there, which is going to be a little bit more difficult. But speaking of time zones, that was another major flaw that Seaside had, which has been remedied this time around. If you will take a look on the registration page here for the teams, we have introduced this new availability ticker. So you are now going to be able to select the times that you want to play and be able to be put into groups that have the same time availability as you. So there is not any sort of disputes over what times are going to be going on. This is a much cleaner, much simpler way to do it. And this is one of the huge advantages of doing the whole form ourselves and doing our own back. And we are able to implement tools like this that you would never get on something like a Google Sheet, for example. But while we're here on the registration docket here, let's go ahead and just fill this out. I'll show you all the things that you need to do. So once you click this registration button here, this is once again on the website, showdowntournaments.com/frostbite. And you will be able to navigate to this register button here. You're going to have 2 options: register for staff, we will go over that in one moment, and register to play. Obviously, most people are going to want to be registering to play here, so let's go over that. You have your roster. That is going to be your 4 survivors and your hunter. Okay, so we've also implemented these help boxes. Click for more clarity. You're able to see that, and you're able to see all the information that you want. So in-game ID refers to the thing that the image is showing. It's circled in red there. And Discord tag, once again, shows you exactly what we are asking for. So you'll go ahead and fill this out, put in your in-game ID, whatever your first survivor is going to be, their Discord tag. My Discord tag, for example, is _EO7. You don't have to put the @ symbol there. You can if you want, of course, but that is my Discord tag. Once again, that is shown in these images here, and you'll go ahead and fill that out for all of the following survivors here, for whatever that may be. So all your survivors filled out, and then we'll fill out the hunter as well. There we go. And now is where things get complicated. So all of these are required fields, okay? Your 4 survivors and your 1 hunter, those are going to be required fields. Things get a little bit more complicated when we go down to substitutions and coaches. Now, we are going to allow teams to each have 2 subs and 2 coaches each, okay? Now, because dual factioning is not allowed in Frostbite, we're not going to allow dual factioning. You do have to select which faction your substitutes will be playing, okay? So this is going to be the exact same deal here. Basically, you put in their Discord tag, their in-game ID, all of that stuff, the exact same thing as the survivors and hunters section for the substitute. Just make sure that you are using this selection menu to either choose survivor or hunter, depending on which faction you want that person to be able to sub in for. Once again, it is going to show you the information if you click on this question mark box in the form here. Let's say I don't have a second sub. I'm just going to put X's there because the form will not allow you to submit if you have like anything that's empty. So if you don't have a second sub, or if you don't have a coach, for example, just put X's or like none in the box, and that's going to be fine. Coaches, if you do have a coach, definitely put their Discord tag in here. That way we can add them to your group and we just have it. So let's say our coach's Discord tag is this. That will just go there, and we don't have a second coach. We don't need the coach's in-game ID, obviously. We just need, that they're not involved with the game in any way. So your coach is just going to be able to do that. Once again, if you don't have a coach, no big deal. Just put next there. Do not, and I repeat, do not put X's or anything undiscernible in the survivor 1 to 4 and the hunter boxes, okay? If you do that, we're going to just completely not even look at that application. That's just going to be how that is. Okay, only do X's or in like just, nothing fields for the substitution and the coach boxes. All right, now that that's covered, we're going to move down to branding. This is relatively self-explanatory. You have your team name, you got your team acronym, you got like a team logo. So just put like a link to your team's logo in here. You can't upload a file just because I'm dumb and that would be really hard for me to implement. So just put a link to whatever the image is, whatever that could be. I think I have one like that. And then team slogan, once again, just whatever you want it to be. All of these things, if you are accepted, we will go through and like you can retroactively change that if you need to. The availability section, which we were mentioning earlier, that's going to be just tick whenever you are available. Let's say I'm available all of Thursday, all of Friday. I got some stuff coming up on Saturday, but maybe I can play the evenings. Sunday, there we go. Not free on Monday, not free on Tuesday. Something like that. That is like a valid availability chart. We'll look at that and be like, okay, there you go. All right. And this is for your whole team's availability too. So talk with your team. That's your responsibility to kind of come together, and figure out with your team which of these time slots that you're going to be available for. If me personally, I'm available for 12 to 2 time slot on the 27th, but maybe my other friend is not able for that, or our hunter can't play in that time. Please leave that as a blank spot. But whatever you tick as green, that is going to be telling us as the organizers, okay, this team is available to play at that time, and you can be scheduled for any time that you put as green. Obviously, you're only going to be playing 3 matches total in the first group stage part of the tournament, so you're only going to actually be getting 3 of these times, but just put in whichever times you're available for. That way we're just able to organize it as best as possible and avoid any confusion. So that would be like an example of availability. Thursday to Saturday, available only from 4 to 8 o'clock. All day Sunday, all day Monday, and then from 12 to 4 on Tuesday. That would be kind of a good example of it. And of course, please make sure that you are converting whatever your time zone is to PST. That is what we are using as the standard time zone for this specific tournament. Once again, you have an explanation in the help box if you need that as well. And then you got a few extra checks to go for, and you're going to be good to go. you can just click submit, make sure all your information is correct, and then just submit that. Just click submit. Once you click submit, you'll get a image that looks similar to this. I think I just disabled that for testing purposes, but you'll get an image similar to this, and there you go. Staff applications will be much the same. You will get an availability area and just your Discord tag and which staff positions you are interested in filling out for. Of course, one thing that's also very important to mention, we are going to be having a fund to pay staff that put in the time. So, if you are looking to be a referee or a game maker or a clip collector, that's not shown here, but that is also valid, you will be eligible to get $15 per game that you staff for. Clip collector will work a little bit differently when it comes to payouts, but referee or game maker, $15 a game. For whichever game you do. Commentating is not going to be that. You can sign up to commentate, but that's not going to have a pool going towards it because that is just, like a more public-facing kind of fun part. This is, just to make sure the people that are working behind the scenes are getting, recognized and getting compensation for that. Otherwise, I think that is pretty much it. We do have a lot of different stuff that you can read on the website. Like, you have the whole rules breakdown, how everything is going to work here in rather great detail, how the format is going to work, some frequently asked questions that we've written down ahead of time, broadcasting rules, like prize pool breakdown, credits for everyone that worked on the project, even a legal page.